All right, creeps. Welcome to my first tutorial how to. I'm going to go over how I spray my finishes on cabinets and other things that we spray. Disclaimer, right? I'm not a painter. This is just how I paint. I've been taught to paint, but I am not what I would call a painter. So this is the way I do it. There's probably a million other ways to do it. So that said, I'd be curious if you do anything differently. But let's start with the paint. I like to use a product from Sherwin-Williams called Emerald. This particular one's a urethane trim enamel, but it's water-based. We want to look for an enamel, but water-based for me is key. Messing with oil-based can be tricky. Now I thin this stuff down to go through my gun. In this case, I'm using, this is a Fuji spray HBLP Semi Pro 2. There's a million kinds of sprayers out there, so you can use whichever you like. Um, Graco's got a cool one, a quick shot. I'm looking forward to checking that out. Anyway, so to easier go through that gun and also to help my finish, I thin this paint down. So if I have a gallon here, I have another empty gallon. I'll throw half of this gallon into this empty, and then I add about 10% water to that, mix it up real good. What that's going to allow it to do is the paint's going to come through the sprayer way easier, so it's going to lay flatter. And then you will see in the process of this that we don't want it to dry right away. So this stuff, everybody wants their paint to dry. I don't want my paint to dry fast. So adding the water also prolongs how long it will take to dry, which means that when my paint is drying, it has more time to meet with all the other paint particles that are on the board and kind of flatten out, rather than you see it when you use a roller or any other type of painting application where the paint's drying fast. You see and feel the ripples. We call that orange peel because it looks like the peel of an orange. So it's really clever. Um, Wear a mask if you can. Even though it's water based, it's still not good for you and it'll make you feel a certain way. Having said that, I will not be wearing a mask. I don't think you'll be able to hear me if I do. So I'll do a couple without the mask because I'm brave. I've been called a hero. Uh, all right, let's just paint, right? So I've already set up my sprayer. That would be the number one thing to do. Once you dial your sprayer in, I just spray on my tarp here, make sure everything's coming out great, and um, go from there. Every sprayer has a different type of setting, so you for sure want to try out your sprayer before you start going on your finished pieces. Um, this is helpful for doing doors, especially. This piece here is just something I got off of Amazon, and then I just did a cross lap joint, screwed some stickers onto it, screwed this onto that, and now I got a nice little base. That's all of a $10 setup. So it's going to get loud. We got a fan that's exhausting, and I will say the only negative about the Fuji spray, it's loud. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me while I'm spraying. But at the very least, just watch and learn, right? Uh, I'll get better at this. So hang tight. Let's spray. All right. So hopefully you can hear me. Did this side already, 2 coats. Now we're going to do this side, which has already been primed, cleaned, ready to rock. This has a way. Here we go. So I like to give my gun, even though I already did it, which is good because we have some air in there. If you haven't used a sprayer, you'll see this part here. If it's going like that, your spray is going to go like this. Kind of opposite, but you'll get used to it. And so quickly what I do is I do 4 coats. I'm going to hit all the sides first. I've already hit the sides twice. When I did the other side, the sides will get hit another 2 times. But then I do 4 coats across, spinning it as I go. The reason I'm going to do 4 coats is rather than put on one big thick coat, which is what everybody wants to do. Take your time. Just build it up in layers as opposed to just trying to get it done in one shot. So now we'll do the face. You want to keep your gun parallel. You don't want to go like this. And I spin. So it's just a light coat, right? We didn't cover it. We're not trying to get it all done at once. This door will probably get 3 coats of paint. So there's no point in just trying to rush this. We want to get this on, let it set up, and then sand it. And once you get the hang of it, you can move a lot faster. I'm going slow for your viewing pleasure. That's that. So the goal here is, we built it up real nice. We want all of this paint to dry together. This is that first coat, so it for sure is going to get a sand. But so far, so good. Same thing. I'm going to hit the sides. Again with the sides. You don't need to try to get it all at once here. We're going to be back painting again. I think that's the #1 DIY mistake that people make, is they just want to get it all done fast. So you put it on too thick. So I do everything essentially 4 times when I'm doing it once. Meaning I'm painting this side of the door this one time right now. This is 1 coat, but I'm essentially giving it 4 coats. Slowly building it up. And again, this is just the first coat, so do not try to go crazy on a first coat. You'll probably hear me say that a lot, but you will be doing more coats. So there is no reason to try to nail it on your first coat. And because this is the first coat, if you see that you went a little heavy someplace, you can actually see I had a drip. Might have been some water there. Leave it. Don't do anything with it. Let it dry. This is going to get sanded. So we'll take care of it at that time. This gun was fresh out of the sink because I cleaned it early this morning. So a little water might have got out. So you see how we slowly built that up, and now we have a really thick first coat, uniform, and by hitting it, especially with the shaker style door, even more importantly with a a raised panel door or something like that, coming at it from all different angles ensures that you are getting in all the nooks and crannies. Now, if you were doing a vertical piece, let's say I have these upper cabinets, so there's a back to it. At some point, the way it's standing, something's going to be vertical. I'm only doing 2 passes like this because of the whole conspiracy of gravity. These are sitting flat, so I'm not worried about the paint running anywhere. But a vertical piece, if gravity is indeed real, the gravity could take over and the paint could start building up and then dripping down. So I just do 2 coats with that. And that usually means I need to do more than 2 coats to finish. I end up doing 3 or 4. Anyway, so I think you get the gist of it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you do it differently, let me know. That concludes this tutorial. I got somebody knocking on my door. I can't get any peace around here. Peace.